I don't know about you, but I'm in the mood to get practicing. So why don't you go grab your horn while we roll the quick intro and come right back. Hi, Brian from Airflow Music here once again. Welcome back to another video. It's exercise of the week time. Probably a little later in the day actually than I'd hoped by the time this gets out to you, but it's Monday when I'm making this, and it's Monday when you'll see this, November 15th, so let's get on with it. As many of you will have seen in my video the other day, I was talking about kind of one of my overall practice goals, which is to try and work on smoothness and connectivity. Treating everything as a flow study really, and I said in that video that for this week's exercise we'd do a flow study, so that's what I have for you. This is something I cooked up after I made that video the other day, so it's a little new to me too, but I think it's kind of interesting to practice, and I've certainly been enjoying it for the past couple of days. Okay, usual stuff before we get into this. This exercise is available as a free downloadable PDF from the Airflow Music online store, and you'll find the link to that in the description below. Head over there, add it to cart. It doesn't cost anything, but add it to cart so you can get the full download. The preview on the page is just the first page, and so you'll miss out on a bunch of keys. Okay? Anyway, so this is something I imaginatively call Diatonic Flow Study number 1. So it's diatonic, that means it's major key, and we're not just dealing with going up and down the scale, but some intervals, but always staying in the same key. It's diatonic all the way through, okay? And as you'll see, it'll float up on the screen round about now for the first line. This is just getting us moving around over a reasonable range actually. The pattern will take us up. There's two variations of the pattern actually, just so it doesn't get too high in the higher keys. But you'll see that it basically covers a couple of octaves. It gets you moving around, and the goal here, as I say, is to really work on playing smoothly and evenly, keeping everything connected without too many bumps and bruises along the way. Just keep everything nice and smooth and see if we can keep that flow going all the way through the line. This is also good for breath control, breath support, practice, all of that kind of stuff, because it's quite a long line, particularly when you make the repeat, to play all the way through. Okay, so let's get to it. This is written out in all 12 keys. We're starting in the written key of B flat. I'm playing B flat trumpet, so concert key of A flat, I suppose. But anyway, notated key of B flat, and we're going to cycle around the cycle of fifths here. I thought we'd start a different place to usual. Overall, like I say, the goal here is smoothness. In terms of tempo, the marked tempo on the PDF is a range of half note or minim between 80 and 120. That is very much a target tempo. Okay, when you've been practicing this some, you've got it under your fingers and you've got it under control and you can play it nice and smoothly, then you're going to move up into that tempo range. When you're starting out, go much more slowly so you can really develop that smoothness. We don't want a whole lot of bumps in our airflow as we go through. We don't also necessarily need a whole bunch of movement in our embouches. So go slowly enough that you can kind of get through that without too much of that stuff happening. Get it nice and smooth, gradually increase the tempo as you get used to it. Okay? In terms of dynamics, we're going to start out at a comfortable medium volume. Not trying to do anything with the chops that really overstresses anything or gets anything too pinchy. So let's start at a comfortable medium, but your goal as you get more and more familiar with this exercise is to bring that volume, that dynamic level down. To gradually get it softer and softer, soft, smooth, connected, but always, you know, at your comfortable softest volume. That means a volume where you can play pretty soft and just let the lips respond to the air without too much pinching and trying to grip too much to control anything. We need to kind of find a balanced strength here that will get everything set, but allow everything to be supple and allow the lips to respond to the air. and not to try and control it too much. Okay? So I think that's everything we kind of need to deal with housekeeping wise for this one and with the approach to it. I'd really like you to focus on trying to make the repeat and really elongate this phrase. So we're going to play it through twice. I'm going to play it in a medium to slow tempo to begin with. Okay, so I'm setting my metronome to be quarter note or crotchet equals 120. That's kind of a balance where it's not too fast to play, particularly, in some of the less familiar keys, but also it's not so slow that it's not possible to play it through in one breath with the repeat. Okay, it gets to be quite long, but that's okay. That's a good thing. Let's work that out and get that happening. Okay, so the more that we can keep this smooth, and we can also work on our breath support, nice deep breath, chest up, that smoothness will help us maintain the phrase for longer and longer, so we can really get used to stretching these kind of things out. Okay. Anyway, let's check it out. I'm going to get into the demonstration, and I will see you on the other side. One last thing I forgot to say. I'm going to aim to make 4 bars rest in between lines, just for the demo. Take as much time as you need when you're practicing on your own. Okay? Here we go. 1, 2. Moving on. Bad start. Once again. 1, 2. Okay, so there it is. There's the exercise. Now, like I say, I kind of cooked this one up just a couple of days ago, so I'm not really as on top of it as I want to be yet, but that's what I had after playing it for a few times, and that's one take all the way through. So there's some things I'm not happy with about that. There's that one time I had to start over because I got off to a bad start. There's a couple of times, I guess in some ways I'm kind of ploughing through it a little bit to keep it a little short for the video. And also making the video of oneself practicing is a little distracting in itself. So, you know, in my own time without those distractions, I'm focusing a little more on that stuff. I'm really trying to get even smoother than I'm managing right now. That's still what I'm working towards. This is a little new for me. Okay, so not perfect all the way through, but not too bad for the most part. A couple of things I might like back here and there, but I'm going to keep on and go practice it some more and get that together. That was kind of a medium-ish tempo. Quarter note crotchet equals 120. So let me know if you'd like a practice along for this at some different tempos. Perhaps a slower one for if you're checking this out for the first time. Or a faster one if you're going, what's he talking about? This is easy. Okay, you let me know in the comments below, and maybe I'll do that during the week. Okay? I'm travelling, but there should be time to do a little something. Okay? So, anyway, questions or comments about this exercise, please do leave them below. If you've liked this video, please hit the like button. All that usual YouTubey stuff. As a reminder, the PDF of this exercise is available for free from the Airflow Music online store. You'll find the link down below. Head over there, add it to cart. There is no charge for it unless you choose to offer something for the work that goes into these videos. That's always very much appreciated if you choose that, but it's not compulsory. Okay. I'm always very grateful if you do, but don't worry about it. Just download it for free. You put it through, it goes through as a zero-sum purchase, no credit card required. You'll be good. Okay? So, yeah, like I say, I'm traveling a little in the next few days, so I'm not sure if there'll be another video next week necessarily, or even before then. But if you're interested in me doing some practice along and see me practicing at this at some different tempos and what have you, do say, because I will be shedding every day, so I can always put the camera on myself. Okay? Meantime, enjoy this one, download it, practice it for yourself, and yeah, I will see you in another video really soon. Said it a million times now, but you know what to do. Go practice.